Chinese social media influencers based in Taiwan have been deported back to China. Welcome to China Uncensored. I'm Chris Chappell. There seems to be no shortage in the world of online influencers willing to sing the Chinese Communist Party's praises, which I'm guessing will age about as well as Jell-O being advertised by Bill Cosby. Influencers will record themselves applauding China's COVID prevention measures, fawning over high-speed rails. And of course, they have to let the world know that Xinjiang is a peaceful place that doesn't have slave labor or any human rights issues at all.
And then, all the Western media are always saying that the Muslims being oppressed here, that China is trying to, or the Chinese government is trying to remove the Muslim culture. But then there are more mosques here than in the US or in Western Europe.
This would be like someone saying, I visited Mordor and I didn't see any armies of evil orcs. In the United States, if you praise the CCP, YouTube will elevate you, while channels like ours that call out the CCP have to fight against soft censorship. By the way, please put a honeypot emoji in the comments. But as bad as that is, the situation is even worse in Taiwan. Remember, the CCP fully intends to take over Taiwan, and if they can do it without firing bullets, they will. But that involves getting Taiwanese people to just give up, or even better, to agree to join China willingly. Because why stay in a messy Taiwanese democracy when you can join a well-organized Chinese dictatorship? I mean, look at the high-speed rails. They must just zoom Uyghurs to those camps that totally don't exist. To accomplish its quote-unquote peaceful reunification with Taiwan, China spends a lot of effort on infiltration, including espionage and influence operations. Last month, President Lai Ching-te said China has taken advantage of Taiwan's freedom to recruit different members of society to divide, destroy, and subvert Taiwan from within. The Lai administration's spy agency says that China is working with gangs and shell companies to gain intelligence on Taiwan, and that countermeasures against China's infiltration efforts must be put in place. But no tactic is so insidious as China's quiet subversion of Taiwan's social media, with China using social media to push forward its gray zone operations toward Taiwan and propagandize the Taiwanese population. The Taiwanese government is cautious of Chinese-owned platforms like Douyin, the Chinese version of TikTok, and its counterpart, TikTok, because the CCP has direct control over them. After all, this means there's only room for one narrative on the platform, and that narrative is the Chinese Communist Party's. But the CCP's propaganda is not working as well as they'd hoped. In fact, people in Taiwan are in an uproar over Chinese influencers in Taiwan posting pro-CCP content on Douyin. And I assume they push pro-CCP content just as hard as YouTube does. They need their own Operation Honeypot. Taiwanese political commentator Ba Zhong, who runs a YouTube channel called Photographer Diary Fun TV, found and reported a number of Chinese TikTok influencers residing in Taiwan who were posting content attempting to undermine Taiwan's sovereignty. After an investigation by the Taiwan government, these Chinese influencers were forced to leave Taiwan. All of them hold resident visas in Taiwan, obtained by marrying a Taiwanese national. But those visas have now been revoked. As someone on social media myself, I sometimes worry people may not enjoy my content, but I'm relieved to know I've never made anything so terrible I got deported over it. The first to leave was Liu Zhenya, nicknamed Yaya. She's a mother of 3 children and has been living in Taiwan for 10 years. Yaya runs a channel of 580,000 followers on Douyin called Yaya in Taiwan. A channel name like that should have videos of drinking Taiwanese bubble tea and eating pineapple cakes. But sadly, that's not the case. Instead, nearly all of her videos discussing Taiwan seem geared towards crushing Taiwanese morale in the scenario of a Chinese invasion.
两岸一旦发生战争，台湾人将面临何等的兵凶战危之险！咱妈的这些武器啊，本来都是可以用来保护我们的。如果哪一天这个逆子真的实在是欠收拾，那这些武器也有可能是对着我们的呀。往死里打的话，半小时基本上都是废墟了。
Yikes, should have stuck with bubble tea and pineapple cakes, Yaya. Journalists note how Yaya's choice of words mirror the CCP statements verbatim and speculate there are ulterior motives behind her online behavior. In short, the messaging is too CCP for comfort.
中国人民解放军东部战区组织战区的陆军、海军、空军、火箭军等兵力为台岛周边展开联合利剑2024A 演习。各位，从地图我们就可以看得出来，台岛周边已经被围了一个严严实实，海域、空域都是插翅难飞。也许明天早上醒来，宝岛上已经插满了五星红旗，想想都让人开心。
Does she not realize that a military invasion would leave a lot of people dead? It certainly seems kind of strange that she's so happy about all of the Chinese weapons pointed at her location. As if her vlog-style content wasn't enough, Yaya also posts scripted skits of her own children regurgitating CCP thought.
必将统一的历史进程不会改变，所以台湾单归。
归，必归，早归。
很多台湾人不承认自己是中国人，这个问题你怎么看？
坐着看，站着看，躺着看，睁开眼睛，冷眼看，看他们数典忘祖，看他们蚍蜉撼鼠，看他们自作自受，看他们走向灭亡。
Wow. If that level of promoting widespread violence doesn't raise serious concern, then go ahead and call me an ant shaking a tree. I've read the YouTube comments. I've been called worse. They even record skits where she plays the role of the motherland, threatening to beat their rebellious offspring Taiwan unless they listen to mommy. Cute family fun, but with all the creepy undertones of adversarial aggression. So, basically a reboot series of Gremlins. This is not the Gremlins 3 I wanted. Taiwan's National Security Act has regulations in place for collusion with foreign hostile forces. And there's enough ground to say Yaya's content breaches those regulations. Life advice: when breaking the law, maybe don't film it and dedicate an entire YouTube channel to it. According to Article 18 of the Act governing relations between the people of the Taiwan area and the mainland area, violators of the National Security Act are subject to deportation. After being reported, Yaya posted a video about how she felt she had been wronged for exercising free speech.
后来怎么就变成了恐吓？我作为一个老百姓，我有自己的想法。我们也是从各大媒体上看到资讯，台湾公众人物他们天天都在说解放军如何如何，都可以在公共频道上传播。为什么我发表自己的看法就不行？那台湾所谓的言论自由又是什么？
Which, she's not wrong, but it's a strange argument coming from a woman who seems to want Taiwan to, quote unquote, rejoin communist China, where this photo is widely available for everyone to see, while photos like this one are ruthlessly suppressed and heavily censored. Which is why you should get it on a t-shirt over at our website, Uncensored.tv. If you ask me, when you see these two characterizations side by side, you should be able to easily tell which side of the story is more malicious. Nonetheless, her freedom of speech argument worked. On March 25th, Yaya held an open press conference, and all sorts of people, including members of the Taiwan International Family Association, showed up to argue against her deportation.
总之，我是非常不希望发生战争。我主张的是和平统一。大家都说，包括行政单位都在说我是鼓吹武统，因为这个言论，所以要把我驱离台湾。那我呢，一直在自己的影片中，并没有找到我鼓吹武统的影片。
But authorities in Taiwan were firm in their decision. The National Immigration Agency of Taiwan announced statements openly advocating for military unification and the dismantling of Taiwan's sovereignty are outside the boundaries of freedom of speech. By the end of March, Yaya and the other suspected influencers left Taiwan. Upon departure, Yaya spoke to the press.
还是要尊重台湾的一些法律。我不希望说，等我想要再回来的时候，会留下污点。对。再回来，拜托。
Again, relieved I never posted anything so bad I had to change my mailing address. In response, China reiterated for the millionth time that Taiwan is an inalienable part of China's territory. While Chinese netizens said Yaya's removal from Taiwan is a serious offense to the hearts of the Chinese people, at least the ones they didn't harvest from dissidents. Meanwhile, China publicly released an email address to which people can submit reports on Taiwan separatists and got over 300 in one day. Smart, China. That'll show those secessionists who's boss. Good luck, Taiwan. Stay vigilant. And hopefully this will make other influencers think twice before standing for CCP propaganda, lest history remembers them as being part of the worst sponsorship pairing since Bill Cosby and Jell-O. This show is only possible because of support from viewers like you. Subscribe to our premium website, ChinaUncensored.tv. There's a bunch of exclusive content there you can't see anywhere else, and you'll be supporting all these free episodes on YouTube, so we can fight back against the Chinese Communist Party. Just click here to join. And don't forget to leave a comment with the honeypot emoji below. Once again, I'm Chris Chappell. Thanks for watching.